Welcome back to the Morning Blend. 2 years ago, life really changed for Jaden Semeton. He was heartbroken when his mom told him she was going to be away from home for 6 months. She was being deployed to the Middle East. A family counselor suggested that Jaden journal about his feelings.
And now those are Jaden's thoughts. They're the basis of this book called A Green Light for Mom, A Boy's Journey Through a Deployment. We're excited to welcome the young author to the Yellow Couch. Jaden is joined by his mom, Tina, and his dad, Mike. Thanks for being here, you guys.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Pretty cool. So let's kind of lay out the timeline just a little bit on how this happened, because you found out, he found out that you were going to be deployed when, and then a journaling began.
Absolutely. So we found out in about January of 2017, and we chose not to tell him until about April. We got through a family trip and a birthday, and he found out in April, and we started going to a counselor shortly thereafter. And
Where were you sent, and what was your role?
Sure. So I was sent to Qatar, and I was gone for a little over 6 months, 6.5 months. My role was, they were really planning, bombings, those sorts of things from that location. So,
Was this something in your marriage that you'd experienced before, being deployed? So that was something that made sense to the two of you? Or was this new for even your marriage?
new for our marriage as well. So we've been married going on 14 years. I had been put on alert at times. I was with the 440th, but I'm with the 128th Air Refueling Wing now. Shout out to them.
Thanks for your service.
I've never been deployed. So.
Were you scared to go, or was it more about leaving and the time you'd be away from home? Because I think as a mom, that's the thing, is like you're so busy and there's so many things to do, especially when your child is 10. They still have a lot of needs, and they still rely on you for so many things.
Yeah, it was really strange because I think I got so focused on worrying about what was going to happen back home, or how Mike was going to handle it, or the impact on Jaden. That I worried more about that and prepared a lot of things, and I think you kind of see that in the book. I tried to proactively do things to stay as connected as I could.
We'll talk about that. What was the language, what was the conversation that you two had talked about in terms of you going abroad?
Well, after we found out, we decided to go to a counselor to help us deal with it, and she suggested that we journaled to help, or I journaled to help with my feelings, and so we would journal every weekend before she was deployed, while and after she was deployed. And when she got home, we decided to turn it into a book. So that's how it happened.
So neat.
How did it feel to journal your feelings? I think that's a really cool thing, and that's a skill that you're going to use the rest of your life.
Yeah, it helped me get a lot of the emotions out that I couldn't say to someone, because it would have just been weird.
Did you ever draw pictures, or was it always words?
It was always words.
Always words.
If I'm you, and my mom tells me that what your mom told you, I would mainly think two things. One, I would think about the fact that I would really miss her while she was gone. And the other thing I would think about is I'd be worried about her safety. Did those two things cross your mind?
Yeah, the start of the book actually says the 5 questions that I told her when she told me. And I forget them now.
What was there one?
Yeah, give me
Will
the
you
book.
have a gun? Wasn't that one?
Yeah.
Will there be guns?
Will you die? Yeah, what were they all?
Yep.
Are you going to war? Are you going to die? Do you get guns? When will the deployment start? And who will do everything that you do?
Yeah. Oh, what about that, Dad?
Who did everything? Because I would worry about dinner.
Well,
Who's the cook in your family?
we had a pretty good plan before she left. So, there was a few more school drop-off and pickups, those kinds of things. But other than that, not a whole lot changed. I mean, the grocery shopping, the laundry, that's always there, always shared. So it wasn't that big of a deal. Like I said, we had a pretty good plan going in. So it was just some of the things that Tina normally would do, birthday parties and stuff like that. We'd have to communicate to get some ideas going back and forth across the water, and try to make them happen.
I would think you would be worried about her safety too. So along with the full responsibility of raising a child, you've got that worry too.
You have to be strong for him.
Yeah, I mean, when you first hear deployment, everybody thinks front lines right away, right? And, we really didn't know until probably the last 60 days before she left what her real assignment was. So then there was a little bit of a breath. But as far as the Jaden side of things, then it was just keeping him going on all the day-to-day things. So, the window of things became smaller. It's what do we need to get done? What do we need to prepare for? Those types of things, and then not let it get too big at the same time.
What is the green light?
So the green light symbolizes the safety of an individual deployed, and you would put it in while they were deployed until they got back from their deployment.
Do you put it in like a lamp or on your
Yeah.
front porch or,
And
okay.
the green light on the cover is actually a sketch of our green light that we have at our house.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Were you pretty excited when your mom got home?
Yeah.
I love that one of his questions is kind of like, who's going to be taking care of you, or who's going to take over all the things that you did. I bet it was a wonderful homecoming for all of you.
It was the best, you know, you always say kind of the best day ever, and it truly was, truly was.
That's
So
awesome. People can get a copy of your book. This can help a lot of people going through difficult times. Also written, obviously, from your perspective with your journals, I think can really help people learn even how to journal, express a lot of their feelings. So it's a pretty cool thing that you did. Here's the name of the book again. It's A Green Light for Mom. You can get it at A Green Light for Mom on Facebook as well. Thanks so much for being here and sharing your story.
Great to meet you.
Love what you did.
Such a
you
cool,
for having
Pretty cool.
book. Yeah, and so
you very
proud
much.
of you for journaling,
Yeah.
and thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We
Good luck in
appreciate it,
sixth
all
grade.
of you. Yeah, way to go.